What's the current status, I guess, of any legislation here? Would it allow the blind to get back on the road in driverless cars?
Well, it's possible that one day could become a reality. What happened today on the Hill was a House subcommittee passed what was the first federal legislation related to autonomous car deployment. It still has to make its way through the full committee and then go to the floor for a vote. Meanwhile, the Senate is also working on a proposal of their own. But it's a clear signal that there is, a lot of interest here on Capitol Hill about this topic, and that there will soon be a regulatory framework to allow that to one day happen if the right things come to pass.
Well, I mean, that's if the right things come to pass. I mean, what are some of the hurdles here? Don't states, at this point, obviously, you have to have a driver's license to get in a car. But if it's a driverless car, how exactly would that work? What would need to happen?
The short answer is nobody's really quite sure yet how that would work. Right now, states, in the absence of clear federal rules, have been out writing their own rules. I think something around 70 bills have been introduced in states, from California to all the way to the East Coast. The bill that was approved by the Senate subcommittee today would create a federal preemption, meaning that states could not regulate autonomous vehicle performance, design, safety. That would be left to federal regulators, like is the case right now.
And how vocal and how powerful, for that matter, have disability advocates and disability lobbyists been on this issue?
Well, they're certainly asserting a stronger voice as the folks on the Hill start to move legislation through. Several disability advocacy groups, including the National Federation of the Blind, began taking out radio ads recently, thanking Congress for their work on this issue. Meanwhile, they've also partnered with the National Federation of the Blind is also working with the Coalition for Self-Driving Cars for Safer Streets, an industry group that represents Ford, Volvo, Lyft, and Uber. They're working together to make sure that the needs of the blind are addressed in the policy world.